is America here, baby. This is great. I love it. Here we go, baby. I'm going to help you be successful. That's my job. Believe it. I've been doing this 27 years. That's a fact. Disney ESPN ain't going to help you because none of them know the right side. Trust me, they know nothing. Let's kick their ass. They don't know a damn thing about handicap. And I'm coming after you, Disney. I'm the guru. I am Sportsguru.vegas. That name was earned by picking winners. That's how it works. Make no mistake, I'm here to win. That's right. Good morning, gurus, or good afternoon, I should say. Welcome, Sports Guru Vegas, live, coming to you from Las Vegas, the greatest city in the world. Welcome to my show. Welcome to the new followers on TikTok and Twitter. Thanks for joining the show. And always my subscribers on YouTube, I want to thank you as well. Obviously, yesterday was a tough day in college, actually. I will say a couple positives, because you always have to look at the bright side, gurus. One of them is we lost 3 games in college basketball, which means you get true odds. That actually benefits the round robin. That's one of the reasons why I started to bet the round robin. It benefits it. And I know that doesn't sound good, but it is a consolation, if you will. You lose true odds, and that's the only benefit. On the other side, we went 2-2 in the NBA, and the Trailblazers and the Cavaliers both won. That means that secondary bet actually made money. So then again, gurus, we're always looking for the bright side, right? We have to deal with reality, but we always are looking for what we did right. And again, I want to remind everyone, college basketball is going to be high volume. It's going to be from the next. It just gets more volume as the season gets on. So don't be worried about. We've had 2 days. We've struggled a little bit. We have struggled. We lost yesterday, but again, 0-3 isn't bad on a round robin. It's actually better to go 0-3 than 1-2. And then the day before, we went 3-4, and that's not acceptable either. But we have a lot of basketball ahead of us, gurus. And as we saw in the NBA, we took off for those 2 weeks, and we have a lot more games than that to come back within college, and we will have our runs, gurus. I promise you that. And we need to have some good ones. It's a lot of games today in college basketball. Mark and I went over them. However, we don't see a lot of good value there as far as good solid locks. Again, there are no locks. We're not locksmiths here, right? We're handicappers. I never bring up that word. I shouldn't even have brought it up. There are no locks in this business. What there are probabilities that are very high. And that's the fair thing to say. So when you're investing, you got to live in the truth. Okay. The truth is you're either winning, you're in the black, or you're not. And we're not in the black at this point, but we're competing and we're getting close. We're close. We had a good run the last couple of weeks. And again, after the weekend, we had a winning weekend. And we've phased a little Monday and Tuesday. We got to get that back up. And I'm going to say it, gurus, again. I've been saying it. We have a tremendous amount of games coming up to bet. You will see that it's going to get very active, and we roll with that in a positive way. Remember, the more volume we have, the more bets, the more opportunity to win. The better the bets, the better the probabilities. That's why we're here, and Mark and I have to work hard to catch all those probabilities. And we're human. We've been doing this a long time. We do make mistakes once in a while. That's normal. We're doing a lot of sophisticated work. And again, things happen, but we're solid. Our reputation so far, this is our 9th week. We're competing as well as anybody. Sure, there's probably people that are a little better, but not many. And that's why you're watching. We will turn the college around. That's going to happen, gurus. That's a fact. We do have 2 round robins today, Gurus. I'm going to share those with you. We actually have a mixed round robin. I'll share that. And then we actually have all college on the other one. And we're going to take our shot in the NHL today. We like Tampa Bay, and we'll talk about that here in a few moments. But I want to thank everyone again for being with me. You know, we're a young show, we're just starting, and it's going to take time to build the show. And there's a lot of things I had to learn outside of handicapping. It's a lot to deal with, but I'm getting there. We started the show on time today. I told you that would most likely happen. I learned from yesterday because things once in a while are going to happen on the technical level. But I want to make sure I deliver this show on a consistent basis. This show is important. And even though obviously we have low numbers right now, well, we're a new show and there's a lot of competition out there, we have to be better than the competition. I talk a lot about Disney, ESPN, and I can all day long. They don't do anything at all to even try to win. They don't tell you they're going to win. Once in a while, someone will get hot and win for the day. I was watching a show on one of these Fox networks this morning, and I guess one of their handicappers went 4-0 in the playoffs over the weekend. We went 3-1, so I'll take that. We had a winning weekend, Gurus. We're off to a weak start in the first 2 days. That's on Guru. We have to get better, and that's what we're going to do. That's what winners do. We make adjustments, and we get better. And so we're looking forward to a long season and a profitable one in college basketball. And NBA held its own. We went 2-2. We hit a couple home dogs, good pluses. That's what the NBA is good for. Even college basketball is good for that. We're going to have days. I remember there was a day last year. Remember, Mark? We had 3 double-digit, I think, round robins at home. We bet all the money lines and we hit it. It paid I think that paid what, about 25-1 or something, 30-1. Very solid. These things come up once in a while, and we're going to catch them when they do. We're very experienced at finding these situations. They always come up. One thing you can be sure of, Gurus, when it comes to handicapping is a lot of the similarities, they'll come back. And everything's not exactly the way it was. There are some basic fundamental positions that I'm used to seeing for 25 plus years. I've been helping people win. So I see these matchups. They're similar, but they all have a little bit of a slight differential in them. It's really amazing. And you can get a little tripped up on it at times. It's a lot of work, it's sophisticated. But that's what we're here for. We have to stand out above the others. And we're hanging around. We're winning in the NBA the last couple weeks. That's exciting. College, we have to get our standards back up. 2 days, we can't let that happen. Can't slip. We got to move forward. And Thursday and Saturday are the days to do it. So I'm looking between now and Saturday as our profitable days. We need to make that happen, Gurus. And if I see the right positions on Saturday, I will tell you, and we will move our wagers up a little bit, between 10 and 20%. I'll have to take a look. We'll have to see what's out there for us. But keep in mind, as the season continues, there's going to be more bets we're going to have, not less. And that means volume, and volume means profits if you're a good handicapper. And we are. We're one of the top. So I want you to stay with me, be patient. Sometimes it doesn't always work out in investing, but look at the track record. All my videos are on TikTok, Twitter. We've posted them all. It'll be 5 weeks on Saturday. We've been doing that. We're getting more followers, and we had a couple weeks we were pretty solid, and we got to get back to that, Gurus, and we will. So let's share the first round robin today, and I'm going to actually start in the mixed round robin. What we have here is the Jazz are a home dog. This is similar. We're hoping we get the same results as Cleveland last night. The Jazz have been winning with Markowitz. That's their best player. He was out for about half the season. Now, since he's been back, this team's been on fire. Utah is a tough place to play at home, as everyone knows traditionally. It's always been like that. Some altitude issues there. That will benefit Utah. We are getting 4, which is a good number in the NBA. The Cavaliers now, Greek Freak was out for Milwaukee, and I didn't know if that was going to happen until after the show. So that was interesting. The line probably adjusted for that. But he didn't play, and that obviously Cleveland took off, and they never looked back. They blew that team out pretty handily. The Hornets and Spurs hung around, but they just couldn't get that number. We lost by about a 3 and 4 point, just not good enough. But it will be good enough, gurus. And we did win the 2 money lines. That helped us get some profits back as well. The college was disappointing, so we've got to get better at that. I hope today with these games that happens. We're betting the NHL. We like Tampa Bay tonight. They're at home against the Wild. The Wild have a new coach. They're heading in a negative direction. Tampa Bay's heading in a positive direction. They've won 3 in a row, and the other team's been losing. So they played earlier and they beat them, and so they beat them on their home ice. Because of these 2 trends, we're gonna lock in and take this Lightning game today. And the price is reasonable. I got $1.35 on my app. I have a couple apps on my phone, and that's about where it's sitting. So we have a very reasonable price for 2 teams going in opposite directions, and we have some dominance there working in our favor. And we need to take care of that. And we do need to win in hockey today because as you've noticed, gurus, lately, the last couple of weeks, I did not release hockey. We benefited from that. But Mark and I told you, I shared this with you, that we're waiting and being patient for better plays, which we believe we have today. That's how we're going to play hockey. There's a lot of hockey bettors out there. I want to be able to reach them. I want them to be part of this family, if you will, this viewership, this fellowship, whatever you want to call it. I want them and we need them, but we have to win. We have to earn their viewership. And that's what Mark and I are going to try to do here. So we have the Lightning at home ice, and they've been playing well. We have a lot of tradition on our side. Tampa Bay is a very high standard organization. They want to keep winning, keep this going. Let's hope we get there with that one. Also, we're going into a very small conference, Bakersfield. They're in the WAC. And they're getting 3.5 at home against Riverside. I actually grew up in Riverside. UCR, my mom worked there, right? But anyway, we have Bakersfield at home getting a 3-point basket and a hook, and we're hoping that game can complete this ticket today. We need to hit a ticket today. We need to hit a ticket if we can today. But I want you to think about now through Saturday, because that's our block, right? We're going to have probably about 140 games on Saturday. Friday, there could be some good value for us. So now, tomorrow, and Saturday, I'm putting that as a block, and we have to have a profit in these next 3 days in college basketball. And we're going to work hard to make that happen. Mark and I went through every pick today, trying to give you the best possibilities of winning on this day today. Bakersfield, we figure, is one of them. Now, they're a weak team, right, in a small conference, but we are getting a 3-pointer at home. And Riverside's traditionally more of a dominant team, but they've been struggling lately. This year's been a tough year for them. So again, if we lose, we hope to cover that basket. Money line is optional, gurus. It always is. Obviously, in the Lightning game, it isn't. You could lay the 1.5. I wouldn't do that. I'm not doing that. But I am taking the Jazz on the money line. Now, the differential on the Jazz money line to the 4 is not that great. That's why I put optional, right? You may want to take it all. I think in every home position, you should always take some money line action, gurus, because you have a better chance of winning at home. We saw that yesterday with the Trailblazers and the Cavaliers. So we want to stay with that. We want to make sure we get some money line home value there. This is what I'm going to be doing. And Bakersfield as well. but majority of the bet, I would say 80% minimum, has to be with these points, because we need to win this ticket, and we need to make sure we win the ticket. And if we win the secondary ticket, which is the support ticket, the riskier, we're going to accelerate that money even higher, that profit. And for you new gurus who are new to the show, the reason we bet the round robin is because it accelerates the wins when we win. And if we go 2-1, we break even or get our money back in most cases, or make a little bit. That's a significant difference than going 2-1 on a parlay. An option to use, you don't have to bet the round robin. You can bet the parlay, and it'll be cheaper for you to do that. I always bet the round robin. I have too much experience and knowledge to go 2-1 and not make money on games that are low value, which means they're cheap to bet, $1.10, $1.20, $1.30. That makes you a small profit when you go 2-1, and you have to get that. Now, understand you're investing more than a parlay. So you're paying more money, 3 times more money on a 3-teamer, just to have that privilege of going 2-1. But that's why I started this show, Gurus. This is another level of sophisticated betting. And I like how this works for me. That's why I'm sharing it with you. And I want to add, I'm your guide. I say that on every show. So I want you to follow me. Obviously, I'm your guide. You can follow this. You don't even have to look at the games. Wake up and just bet whatever I have. There's nothing wrong with that. You're competing this year, and that's better than most people can say. I need to get you in the black, though, and we're close. If we have a good college basketball season, from an investment profit standpoint, we will make money. And I'm anticipating that, gurus. So that's why it's called investing, right? There's inherent risk. I have to say that, just like any other investment show that comes on while you're watching games on a commercial. They always have to say inherent risk by law. Now, I'm bound by laws that are applied to social media, and I wouldn't, even if it wasn't a law, I would tell you that. Any smart investor would tell you there is inherent risk, guru. So when I speak to you through experience of me making a profit, of my experience helping people win, making money in sports betting, which is vast. We don't always win. That's, of course we don't. And by the way, it's become more difficult. I've told you that from the very beginning. But at the same time, our standards are high. We work hard. We have a lot of experience. That way I can forecast, gurus, to you what's going to be happening. I'm in the forecasting business, and I share with you, you gurus, we don't read the news, we make the news, right? We have to predict the news. That's a whole nother level of sophistication. ESPN, they repeat the news. They judge people that have already performed. They don't, yes, they'll give their opinions on games, and what are those worth? So I have to outperform all of those people. I am, but it's not up to my standards yet, gurus. These are certain standards I have, and one of them is to be in the black. So I hold my standards high. There's not many people are even willing to try that. But Guru's been there. That's what we're here for. We're also here, Gurus, to have fun. Okay. And I want to let you know, no matter what. So I'll give you an example. I have bets I make that I share with you guys every single time we do the show, or on Twitter, TikTok. But I also love the game as a fan. So I'll watch, like I watched USC last night against Arizona because I've never seen LeBron James' son play yet. I simply haven't had time. I could care less about him. If you want to know my opinion about him, I don't think he's an NBA player at all. I don't. I watched him. I actually put an end game on the on USC. I got like 25. I was thinking, Jesus, what is this? So I took that. I hit that, but I did watch that. So as a fan, gurus, I'm enjoying even on a day I didn't win. We lost yesterday. I still enjoyed the games. Meaning, what does that mean? That means I bet enough so that I'm not taking myself out. I'm not sweating. I know it's part of investing, and I'm going to deal with the loss, right? I have to do that in front of you. I started this show, Gurus. It's all about accountability. Okay, we are lacking that in this country big time, right? We are lacking it at all levels, and I see it in all phases, and that bothers me a lot. I'm an old school type of guy, right? We're Generation X. We come from the show me state. Our parents fought, most of them, in a war. Our grandparents all did. We come from get out there and kick some ass era. That's what we do. We kick ass. You take a responsibility. You take accountability. So whether I win or not, I have to be on this show for you. I have to support you emotionally when we don't win. And I have to fire you up when we do win, right? Get you excited. And when we're not winning, which has happened the last 2 days, I got to tell you, okay, we got a lot to look forward to. We're going to be okay, Cruz. I've been doing this since I started the show. We went first week, we were ahead. Next 2 weeks, we struggled, so we fell behind. I had to keep this going, right? There's always something we're doing good. Now, we started the season late. We didn't start the show till week 11 of the NFL. That means you missed all my first half of the NFL. We had a good NFL. You'll see that next year. I can share it with you if you want. Email me. I can share it. But later in the year, we pushed a little bit. We went back and forth, lost a little bit, all the way up through week 16, 17, which is difficult. And I told you, Gurus, that. So we battled back and forth. We had a couple winning weeks of the NFL, and we had a couple little losing, but we managed. We've been competing all day long, and we won for the season in the NFL. And we also went 3-1 in the postseason this year for the you viewers there. So our standards are high. We met those standards in the NFL. I wish you could have got them all, Gurus. I did the best I can to get this show out. When I did, I wasn't even going to do it. So thank God. I told David, I want to put this up here for David and Chase because they helped me yesterday. Main Stage Pro. That's the company that made this intro promo video for me for the show, and they've helped me launch the show. And they gave me a lot of good information, set everything up for me, and I needed that at the time. And they're also here for me as consultants. They consulted to help me get this show on yesterday. So I want to thank David and Chase for that again, as I did yesterday. And if you need to start a podcast, and you want to do a show like I'm doing, I would recommend you go with them at this point. So again, this is our bet here. We're taking Utah at home in the points. We're taking NHL money line Tampa. All right, we're going to dive into the NHL today, Gurus. I believe we're going to have success in this game. And then Bakersfield in the college basketball. They're at home getting 3.5. So let's see if they can take care of business here. We do bet small conferences, as you guys are aware of. You'll see everything from the smallest to the biggest and anything in between. We're looking at everything. Let's go into the next round robin then. This is all college basketball, Gurus. There we go. Southern Indiana. They're at home against Arkansas Little Rock, getting 4. So we're going to take that. Money lines are optional. We'll talk about that too. We always do. Pepperdine is playing Gonzaga. Gonzaga is not the team they've been in the past. That's a fact. All you have to do is look at their record this year. They're even against Power 5 conferences. That means they're not who they used to be. They're in a rebuilding year. I watched them a couple times. I bet against them a couple times. I had UConn against Gonzaga earlier in the year. I didn't release that. I bet it. I watched the game. I knew there was a significant advantage. I think UConn was a 6-point favorite on a neutral site, so I didn't release it. But I knew from watching them. I think the first time I watched Gonzaga was when they played UCLA, and they beat UCLA because UCLA is not that good this year, as you guys have seen. But Gonzaga is all rich tradition. We all know that. We're in the finals 2 years ago. But we're going to take the 13 at home with Pepperdine today. Pepperdine's, they're not a traditionally a strong team, but they're 500 so far in their conference. So let's see what they can do. They don't only need to cover. We don't need to win. We didn't bet it to win, obviously. We have to get a lot of points in this game. We feel we're getting enough to release it. So we're going to take Pepperdine in the West Coast Conference. And then we're going to go into the Big Sky, and we're going to take Eastern Washington, who traditionally beats this team. We needed at least this many points to bet this game today. They're over at Weber State, and this is a long tradition. These two teams battling each other. Eastern Washington's been on the positive end of that, and we don't have to win. We have enough room in this game that we should be able to cover these points. Money lines are optional. So what does that mean, Gurus? Obviously, simply put, you can bet the plus money line on every one of those three games. That's where the my guidance comes in. So if you've been with me, you'll notice I bet between 10 and 20, up to 25, even 30% of the secondary bet, which is the money line bet, or in some cases, it's the favorite. So in this case, let's say we were betting a favorite. We are. I don't think we are today. These are all dogs. Yeah. If I'm laying, let's say we take the Chiefs on Saturday, right? We had the money line Chiefs, and then we had the secondary bet, which was 3.5. If you could have got three, I recommend buy it to 3. But really, the spread went to about 250. They just hammered that game, right? It was a big weather game. We were talking about the greatest quarterback of all time, one of them. And we're going to have that conversation on Friday. We started that conversation yesterday because the playoffs are Saturday, and the playoffs are huge, right? Every show's already talking about it. I don't want to get too much into that. Guru and this show are about today and what can we do today to be successful. That's on the weekend, but I will say it's exciting, and in a way, Gurus, this is the biggest weekend in the NFL. Next weekend, it's just championship games. That means there's only 2 games to watch, and it's kind of a farewell to the NFL. And if you're like me, Gurus, that's painful a little bit because we love the NFL. I mean, forget about their politics. I don't like that, but I do respect this about the NFL. The games are still very entertaining. That's a fact. I've been watching it my whole life. I haven't lost any of the entertainment. I don't like some of the rules. I don't like some of the calls. We never saw those calls in our past watching this sport if you're older like me. But I appreciate the game for what it is today. And I think they're making, also they're spreading these games to the European market. We actually had we won. I think we went 3-1, Mark, in the European games matchups. Uh, that was good. Yeah, we had good value. Jacksonville, when they were winning, right before they started losing, they stayed in Germany or England. I believe it was England. They didn't leave. Right? They played back-to-back games and they just stayed there. So that's smart. I had them both games. They won both games. So, but it spreads this, sport. These are the greatest athletes in the world that America has, right? To play this beautiful game of football. We need to make sure they don't fuck it up, right? They've already done some things to hurt it a little bit, and we want to make sure that doesn't continue. So we want to make sure the game stays great and don't get stupider. Stay smart, stay in the mainstream, stay with everyone who loves you. Don't favor anyone because of their race or because of their background. Everyone deserves an equal chance. I like the fact that more coaches are black coaches. I don't care. I've never cared about that since I've been a kid. I had a good coach, Mr. James, Keith James' father. A man that stands out to me is a great man, and I tell Keith that. He loved my talent. He made me better. Gave me confidence. I could give a shit what you are. I don't care, and that's the way we have to be at this. Why wouldn't we be? That's how I grew up. So, but they have done some things that I'm grateful. Meaning, I don't care as a handicapper. That's meaningless to me. But am I glad that DeMarco Ryan is a looks like he's going to be a potentially a great coach? I think that's awesome, and I don't care what fucking color he was. It wouldn't matter to me. Don't matter. But I am looking forward to that game on this weekend, and we're going to talk about that game on Friday, Gurus, because again, there's nothing like the postseason. Nothing like it in the NFL. It's very special. And Mark and I go back 20 plus years. We've been watching this together. Very special. We'll be here this weekend together watching it. Let's get into this second round robin. We have Southern Indiana +4. Again, I'll repeat it. They're playing Arkansas Little Rock. We have Pepperdine. These are all home. Well, these two are home. Pepperdine getting 13 at home. You want to buy to tie. So if you see 12.5, buy it to 13. And then Eastern Washington on the road in a battle, a historic battle. These two teams, but Eastern Washington wins most of the time. So we need to finish that, complete that today. Optional money lines. I bet them all. I even bet Pepperdine. Why not? +5 and change. Again, I reminded you last year we had a perfect situation. We had 3 home teams. 2 of them were double digits, and one was a mid range. Right, Mark? Yeah, they all hit, and it paid like 50. Well, it was very high. It was like 30 to 1, I think. It's pretty high, very high, and that stands out to me. And that's very exciting, Gurus. When you hit these, it really is, and that's not why I do it. I do it because you have to do it. It's part of the equation to earn money betting sports. What do I mean by that? Sports is so sophisticated now that you have to find your multipliers. So you have to actually multiply your bet. You can't just rely on certain bets. And this is my experience. So you have to bet the money line at some level. You don't have to do anything, but in my equation and my understanding of doing this at the level I've done it for 25 plus years, you have to do this. And I'll tell you another reason why I do it, Gurus. It makes it more interesting. That's why we're here. We're here to make it more fun and more interesting. If we didn't make any money, I'd keep doing this. And we haven't so far. But I do it because I love it. I know how difficult when I go out there and meet people, which I do at times. People are very honest with me. They don't lie. They tell me they're not winning. And I understand that. But I understand what it takes to win, Gurus. That's why I started this show. There's no way if I had a family and I was working a full-time job, even a part-time job, and if I would probably not have time to do this. And first of all, I'd have never spent 25 years doing it because I had a family. Right? You have kids, you go to your kids' games. You're not handicapping them. Right? You go to the games, you coach them, you make them better, you help them with their homework. You're not worried about who's going to cover tonight, for Christ's sakes. Most of the clients I've had in my life are weekend bettors. And they figure, hey, and I'm going to say this, Gurus, I earned this name, Sportsguru.vegas. That's a fact. I earned that for 25 years of being on that strip and not only giving winners to visitors who are my clients, but the locals. Just because you live here doesn't mean you know how to win. You have to do the work. I've always done the work, and I was very reliable for that. I will say that's gotten more difficult. So what does that mean? It's harder to actually pick a game than it used to be. One game. So I bet 3 games because on a day like yesterday, when you go 0-3, you don't get hurt that bad. you're betting a round robin. And some people would say, well, why don't you just bet parlays? I hate going 2-1 and not winning. I can't stand that. It's not in my vocabulary. But am I against anyone who does it? Absolutely not. If that makes you happy, if that makes you feel good, hit it. Hit that thing and enjoy yourself, gurus. I want to be with you for the rest of my life, however long that may be, right? The way we're going with China virus, not very long. They have a new virus that they just made that kills all the mice in their fucking lab. Think about that. They're proud of this shit. They actually announced that to the world, and no one has done a fucking thing about it. It's disgusting. It is. They got us sick because of, I believe, intentionally. That's my opinion. Others, our president next year, Trump, believes it was accidental. Therefore, I'm with him. So I'm going to go there for now. But what is it with this new one that kills the mice? What's that all about? Why would they be gloating over this? To me, it's I would be very concerned, especially in my case. So, gurus, I'm not asking you to live in fear here. Matter of fact, it's the opposite. I want you to live in the solution, right? Let's find out what's going on. Let's talk about it. Let's share about it. Matter of fact, speaking of sharing, that's probably Mark. Yeah, I like this. So here's what Mark said. What did you send for, Mark? Yeah, my favorite weekend of the year. Yeah, January Madness. So you can NFL. There you go, Mark. January Madness. I couldn't agree more with you, my friend. And I want to thank you for being here with me, Mark. It's a tradition him and I have. Yeah, my favorite time. We got tons of college bass. Last weekend was a great weekend. We made money. We watched a lot of games. It was awesome. Are you kidding me? So we had a couple days we struggled Monday and yesterday a little bit. So what? Come back, we win, we fight, we come back, gurus. That's what we do. That's why I'm here. That's it. We don't give up. We get better. We fight harder, right? We enjoy it. We love it. Let's see. Mark also said Zags are vulnerable today. I agree, right? We talked about that, gurus. They're not the team. They're a young team, Gonzaga. That helps us. They're a young team, and they may not be great again with this team. I don't see a great player yet. And so far, they have one young man. I'm not sure of his name. He looks like their best player, but he's only a freshman, I believe. So they're just green, and we might win this game. We'd love to win this game. We do have to win it with another bet, and if we can do that, that's a nice profit. You don't have to win all three of these bets, gurus, on the money line. You only have to win two. So if Eastern Washington or Southern Indiana and Pepperdine win, you make these. That's a pretty good payday right there. That's why we do it also. You don't have to win all three. All three sweeps and multiplies it big time. But that's good enough. We'll take that. We had it yesterday. Cleveland and the Trailblazers. Oh, here's someone. How are you? Alaska. Who is it? I'm fine. How are you doing? Not sure. If you could tell me how we met. Hey. Oh, here we go. Hey. All right. Hi. What's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Anyway, thanks for commenting, Mark. And we'll go back to the captions. Sportsguru.vegas. Thanks, Alaska, for saying hello. I appreciate that. Welcome to the show. We have to grow and get big, Guru. So what does Guru have to do to make that happen? Got to get up. Get to work. Got to learn. If we don't do things right, we got to get better the next time, right? That goes for the technical parts of the shows. That goes for the handicapping on my end. That's my responsibility. I have to be as good as you or better, and I better be better, but I better be as good, and that's how we win. You win, I will help you win more. If you're not winning, I'll help you get to that point, right? That's what my job is. And I take it seriously. I have to be good so I separate myself from this garbage on television here and on our devices now, this crap, right? We're here to win. We're here to have fun, but we're also here for me. And again, sports betting, this is a sports information show. This is not an entertainment show. Now, once in a while, I'll go off, but I only do it, gurus, when it affects our bets. When I believe I need to call someone out because they haven't helped us win enough. That includes me, by the way. I'm calling myself out. So I'm saying between now and Saturday, we better make some money. That's what I'm saying. So let's see what happens. Last time I said this, we did. Remember, we had like an 0 and 6. I think we went 0 and 5 on a Monday. And I said, watch what Guru does now. Next day, boom, took off. I think we went 8 and 2. So on the round robins or whatever it was, we had a good day. And I said, watch what happens off losses. How are you going to come back? And that's where the experience. So now, gurus, through Sunday, and I'll include Sunday. I said Saturday, but I'll throw Sunday in. Got to get it done. That's Mark and I are pledged to you. Got to get it done. So how do we get it done? We release these plays. I'll remind you for anyone who's new. Also, I'm going to post these on TikTok, Twitter later on in about an hour or two. You'll catch all those. So if you missed the show, I'm sure by now you know. I also want you gurus to remind you, like I did yesterday, to please send an alert on your phone because we may have a technical problem once in a while. The show may not start exactly at noon. And it's good that you know when we start the show. I don't want you to miss the show. I have to set it up. It takes me time to get ready for this show. I have to do the work to give you the games to be effective on the show. And that's my responsibility. So if I'm taking that time out to help you and myself, you can reward me by watching and also sharing the show. Tell people to subscribe for Guru. That would help me too. You can always comment. The one person commented earlier and said, hi, that's great. Hey, what's up? Thank you. That was cool. What was her name? His name? Eva Calesta. Interesting name. Interesting. And then the last one, gurus, is this one. Southern Indiana plus the 4 Pepperdine. Big dog against the Zags. Eastern Washington. Team that they can beat this team. At least they have. New season. Let's see what they got now. Can they beat them again? They don't have to. Get 6. So let's see what happens there. And that'll be fun, that Pepperdine game to watch. I'll watch that game. That'll be a later game, about 7:37. And most of these games are going to start a little later, gurus. Just to bring this one back up. So there we go. And this is a mixed parlay round robin. And again, you can bet a parlay. You can bet straight, right? I used to share, I think for the first 5 weeks, it was better to bet straight on all these games. You weren't losing quite as much. It's a fact. I went over it. I looked at the games. I said, if you're betting straight, I've said it many times, you'd be doing better. It's getting close again. But we got that damn round robin. We love that accelerator when it wins. We hit both round robins, stay 6-0. I've done that. 6-0. Guess what? Cha-ching. We're in the black almost. Literally. If they all win on the money line, we might be. We probably will be. That's how close it is. To me, that makes it exciting. Right? If we're so far behind, we have no shot at winning, I wouldn't do the show. I'll cancel the damn thing. We have to compete, gurus. I have to, or I won't do it. That's how that works. Got to compete. You gotta work to compete. You gotta do everything to put yourself in a position just to win, to have the chance to win. You have to do that. Great coaches, good coaches. I've been doing this. I was in my own business. I've been dealing with coaches, gurus for the last 30 plus years of my life, whether I was selling them products or whether I'm betting on them. It's all the same formula. They work their asses off. Most of the great high school coaches that I've dealt with in my previous business before I did this, the winners had their kids there at 6 in the morning, for Christ's sakes. They had them working out in the gym. Their football team, it's an elective class, it's not even a class. The school would authorize the coaches to show up early with the players. And what does that do, gurus? That gets your young players off to a focus. They're not waking up eating, Captain Crunch, watching cartoons, and talking to their girlfriends, which is okay at times. They're focused on winning. They're focused on their team. They're focused on their teammates. They're building a family, gurus. Does that sound familiar? That's what Guru's doing right now. Build that network, build that core, build that family, right? Then you take this wonderful gift of family, which is a team, and you beat the shit out of everybody. You dominate, right? You dominate. But look at all the work that takes. And not only just work, it's the effective communication between the coach and the players, the parents in the case of young players. They have to be on board. Great coaches, good coaches. The parents are on board. It's a family, gurus. That's how you become great, right? MAGA, that's a family. Great. Guru, we're a small family right now, but we're going to be big. Great. Day at a time, keep going. So I want you I want to hit this mixed round robin today. That would make me happy. I love to go into 3 different sports and hit every one of them. That tells me, fuck you. I picked the best one of each sport. We hit it. So let's see what happens with that one. But I want you to think of this as today through Saturday for sure. We need to win. We need to make some money, gurus. That's the way it works. So let's see how we do today. Let's get it done. And then we have the other one we talked about. So where do we go from here? Let me go right here. We have usually a lighter board tomorrow, but there could be good bets, gurus. I'm going to wake up looking because I don't want to miss anything. I got to catch it all. I got to be ready. This is a big weekend, gurus. We have the NFL. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Get ready for Saturday's games. As you know, and I'm just going to say it real quick because we're going to close the show. I don't do a show Saturday. That's traditional. Everyone knows that. I haven't done it ever. I can't. There's too much work. I just can't do it. However, everything goes on TikTok, Twitter. Everything has, no matter what, Saturday, Monday through Sunday, everything goes on TikTok, Twitter, so that you can see it and know exactly what we're doing. As you've probably noticed, I haven't put any money lines on my TikTok, Twitter videos because I just get them out. They're quick videos. I figure if you want to watch the show, I'll teach you more about that. So I'm going to start including that in my videos. They sent me a message, TikTok, to start putting more time into my videos. They say the longer you do the video, the more time you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start leading people to my show on these TikTok and Twitter X videos now. They need to be more aware there's a show. We do post on X. These shows go on X. Also, obviously, YouTube, they go on. So they can watch the show on there. But it's good to also remind people that there is a show, that my face and the teams and the positions that I put out are just one part of my show. I'm just doing that for the sheer convenience. I am going to start announcing this show on the TikTok and the Twitter videos, especially when I have time. They're asking me to do it. They want me to spend more time. I'm getting consistent viewers and I'm adding consistent followers on a daily basis. We got a long way to go, gurus. We got a long way to go. I got to get big. Meaning, why do I have to get big? Because the bigger you are, the more influence you have to make a difference in this world, the more you can help people, right? You make money, you can give it back, most of it. The smart billionaires give most of their money back at the end. Why wouldn't I be any different? But, that's how I feel. Then you get to touch a lot of people. There's a positive message I'm sharing on a daily basis, gurus. And what is that? Be accountable. Don't take any shit from anybody. Work hard to be the best. Because when you do that, no one can take that away from you. When you work harder or you did your best, that's good enough. And if it ain't, they can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. But we need to get results. You get mad respect when you put the work and you get the results, and you get it from people, right? Your peers. That's how you reward yourself. And money is another way too. But just to have the reward that way is a start. So my job is to deliver that, gurus. Get this going. We're a small family. We're just starting. We got to grow. And you got to grow. How do you grow? People have to want to watch you. So let's make sure these games get us in that direction. Again, had a couple of days we tripped up. Let's get back on track today, gurus. Let's take care of business. Come back tomorrow at noon, gurus. I will do a show unless something crazy happens, which I don't perceive, no matter what, because I do want to go over some NFL tomorrow. I believe there'll be enough to at least get one round robin, hopefully two or more, as many as we can, to make money out to you tomorrow. But I do want to do the show tomorrow. We did not do a show Monday, so I want to do the show tomorrow leading into the weekend. And then obviously Sunday again. But let's do this tomorrow. Come back at noon. I want to thank you guys for being with me today. God bless you. I love you. Have a winning day today. Let's have a winning day today. See you tomorrow.